If you plan on moving to New Braunfels or selling your home in New Braunfels before the end of this year, you might want to turn this off. You are not going to like the information in today's video. I'm giving you my 5 bold predictions about the New Braunfels housing market for the rest of the year, September, October, November, and December. And after huge gains in the housing market here in New Braunfels last month, the market has shifted again. I'm going to tell you how all this plays into my 5 bold predictions. If you guys are new here to my channel, thank you so much for hopping aboard, because every week we're really trying to put out relevant content just like this about what it's like to live in New Braunfels. For many of you waiting on the sidelines, waiting to move to New Braunfels to purchase a house here, or if you're waiting to sell your house in New Braunfels, it's over for you guys. It is completely over for the rest of the year. Listen, I hate to be the buzzkill here, but data is data, and here it is. The latest consumer price index, which measures what we pay for goods and services, is showing that inflation is increasing for the second consecutive month after 10 months of declines, after 10 months of the inflation cooling off. Inflation is up over a half point to now 3.7%, and that's up from 3.2% the previous month. Now, inflation in perspective has cooled off quite a bit since our peak in June 2022. But, and this but is the meat behind my predictions today, the Fed has made crystal clear from the very start that they're going to drive inflation down to 2%. So the inflation rate, according to the Fed, has to be at 2%, and right now we're at 3.7%. This is why I'm predicting it's over for many of you, whether you plan on buying a house in New Braunfels or selling your house in New Braunfels before the end of this year. Now, whether the Fed decides to raise interest rates this month is immaterial. The rate is still going to be higher, which the monthly payment, it's not going to make sense for you. And if you plan on selling your house, then why would you jump from a sub 4, sub 3, sub 2 mortgage rate to jump into something much higher, unless you plan on selling your house and taking most or all those proceeds and then moving them to your next house, and then that would make sense. But that's not the case for the majority of you. You see why I'm saying it's over for many of you for the rest of the year? Now, there is still a sliver of possibility of buying a house in New Braunfels or selling your home in New Braunfels before the end of this year. If you're selling, sellers cannot say this enough. 90% of marketing, true story, 90% of marketing is getting your listing price accurate from the start. If you start off too high, it's going to sit a very long time. You're going to lose a lot of buyers that would have otherwise come, looked at the property, made an offer. Now, if you're going to buy a home in New Braunfels, here's the sliver of opportunity for you. New construction homes, that's the way to go right here, because right now builders continue to offer record high incentives and discounts. You can use those incentives to buy down the price of the house or buy down your rate. Or, hey, listen, if you're selling a pre-existing home, guys, if you're out there saying, look, I can't compete with builders, you can. Offer your own seller's concession, give the buyer a credit to buy down the mortgage rate or to pay for closing costs. Now, all of our buyers in 2023 this year have either been all cash, conventional with a large down payment, or VA. I'm predicting that trend will continue throughout the rest of the year, because these are the buyers that are the most impervious to higher mortgage rates. Now, mortgage rates, I'm predicting mortgage rates will remain high and touch 8% or higher before the end of the year. My prediction also is, if we do not overspend this holiday season, we did such a great job of not overspending last season, then interest rates will start to decline by the end of the first quarter 2024, my prediction. Now, the latest New Braunfels housing market report, the monthly one, is not as cut and dry, but it does correlate with what I'm saying here today. It does correlate with my predictions. Remember last month we told you that the median home price in New Braunfels shot up almost $50,000 from the previous month? Well, this month's report is showing the median home price shooting down, decreasing almost $10,000 down to $373, and that's down from $382 last month. Now, home values, we told you last month, increased for the first time in 6 months in New Braunfels. Well, it declined again year over year. So we're down in home values year over year in the city limits and in hill country, where the typical home value dropped significantly, noticeably, from September 2022 to September 2023. What's causing our median home price in New Braunfels to soften up is that more people are purchasing a home in New Braunfels between the price range of $200,000 and $299,000. That's up from last month. And fewer people are purchasing a home between $400,000 and $499,000 in New Braunfels. So that causes that median home price to come down. New construction is the culprit in all of this. Builders continue to build in New Braunfels without stopping, and they're ahead of themselves where those homes are sitting on the market without buyers. Many of those homes are sitting on the market without buyers because of where mortgage rates have been for last year, and where inflation is. My prediction where the New Braunfels housing market is today is where it's going to be the rest of the year, the rest of 2023. Interest rates will remain high, even touching 8% and higher. Sales will remain down, and builders will continue to offer those record incentives and discounts. Now, in order for all of this to change, inflation has to change as well. Inflation has to cool down even more than it has. And at the pace, at the rate it's been cooling down since last year, about 0.38 points every month, I'm predicting we'll see mortgage rates start to decline noticeably by mid-February, end of February 2024. That's my 2 cents. That's my 5 bold predictions of the New Braunfels housing market for the rest of the year. Now, whether you're in position to buy or sell a home in New Braunfels this year before the end of this year, or in 2024. Either way, I'd love to be your real estate resource of choice. You can email me, you can call me, or you can shoot me a text. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching our videos, and we'll see you on the next one.